Welcome, welcome, warriors, victors, and overcomers. This is Chantal English Richards, and this is a word in 5 minutes. And today's topic is who has the final say. Today, I want to remind us that the Lord Jesus has the final say. He has the final say concerning our finances. He has the final say concerning our relationships. He has the final say concerning everything that happens in our lives. I've been thinking about two stories in the Bible. In particular, the story when there was the storm on the sea and the disciples were there. It's still in my thoughts. It has been a lingering thought for me. And also, the story where Lazarus died and Mary and Martha, they were crying. And as I ponder on these two stories, I would like to talk first on the story of Jesus when he was in the boat. Jesus was in the boat, he was sleeping, and the sea began to rage. There was a storm. And the disciples, they became frantic. They were worried. They were so concerned that they were going to perish. And they were surprised that in the storm, the Lord Jesus was fast asleep. Like, how can you possibly be sleeping when everything around you is falling apart? How can you be sleeping when the waters are hitting the boat, right? When there is noise, when there is chatter, when persons are making noise and saying, oh my God, we're gonna all die, we're all gonna perish, you know? But Jesus, he knew the power that he has. And he knew that he was able to speak to the wind, and the wind would obey him. He knew that he was able to speak to the sea, and the sea would become calm. And for me, that tells me that when we know who we are, and we know whose we are, and we know the power that lies within us, in the midst of chaos, are we going to be running around confused? Are we going to be saying, oh my God, I don't know what is happening, and you're so confused, and you create further chaos, further chaos? But instead today, I want us to take the approach like Jesus. In every difficult situation, in every season that seem unnatural, that seem unrealistic, that seem difficult to understand, I want us to take that moment and say, peace, be still. The peace of the Lord is important in this world. The peace of the Lord is important to take us through on a daily basis, because sometimes so many things happen around us. Sometimes we feel hurt, sometimes we feel pain, sometimes we feel grief, sometimes we don't understand what is happening. Just like the disciples, they couldn't understand why all of a sudden there was this storm, and also they couldn't understand why Jesus was sleeping in the storm. And so today, if you're in a storm, say peace, be still. The other story, and I'm going to speak on this quickly, is Jesus, Lazarus, Mary, and Martha. So Lazarus died, and Mary and Martha were crying because they had called Jesus to come. They prayed and they asked the Lord to come. But Jesus was not perturbed, because he said that Lazarus is only sleeping. Again, another situation that certainly the loss of a loved one would make your heart broken and feel sad. But Jesus, who knew that there was greater hope beyond this world, was able to bring comfort and to encourage Martha and Mary. And so today, you may be facing a loss. You may be in a difficult situation. I'm here to remind you that the Lord is the comforter and that the Lord is able. Trust Him to take care of everything that concerns you. Trust Him to calm the storm and trust Him to hold your hand through every situation. God bless you. Have a beautiful day.